You're sitting right there across the rug, but I'm feeling the pull and the heavy tug of a memory from 3 years ago, when your eyes had a fire and a certain glow. Now you're a stranger with a familiar name. The spark is gone, but you're holding the flame. We talk about the weather and we talk about the news, while I'm looking at you and I'm singing the blues. I miss the person you used to be, the one who was wild and the one who was free. I'm haunted by the ghost of you. Even when you're standing in my view, your voice sounds the same, but the spirit is gone. I'm waking up to a different dawn. I'm grieving a man who hasn't even left, feeling the weight of this quiet theft. We used to stay up until the sun was high, counting the dreams in the blink of an eye. Now you're careful and you're quiet and cold, like a story that's already been told. I search for the glint in your guarded stare, but there's nobody living in there. I'm holding a shell, I'm hugging a stone. I've never felt more entirely alone. I miss the person you used to be, the one who was wild and the one who was free. I'm haunted by the ghost of you. Even when you're standing in my view, your voice sounds the same, but the spirit is gone. I'm waking up to a different dawn. I'm grieving a man who hasn't even left, feeling the weight of this quiet theft. People change, yeah, that's what they say, but did you have to change in this specific way? You traded your heart for a suit and a tie, and didn't even stop to tell me goodbye. I miss the person you used to be, the one who was wild and the one who was free. I'm haunted by the ghost of you. Even when you're standing in my view, your voice sounds the same, but the spirit is gone. I'm waking up to a different dawn. I'm grieving a man who hasn't even left, feeling the weight of his quiet theft. Missing the old you, the ghost of you. You're still here, but you're already I watch the clock across the room, counting seconds in the gloom. You were laughing by the door. I was wanting so much more, but I kept the secrets on my tongue. The heavy weight of songs unsung, a mountain built of every word that you never even heard. And it's a silent ache that grows, a a hidden river no one knows. I loved you till the air got thin, and let the winter settle in. Now the volume's rising high in the corners of my eye. It's a silent ache, a quiet scream, the ending of a lonely dream. Your hand was inches from my own, a territory left unknown. I memorized the way you move, a rhythm I could never prove. I painted smiles to hide the gray, while every fiber pulled away. The price of keeping us in line was losing everything of mine. And it's a silent ache that grows, a hidden river no one knows. I loved you till the air got thin, and let the winter settle in. Now the volume's rising high in the corners of my eye. It's a silent ache, a quiet scream, the ending of a lonely dream. It hurts too loud to stay this still against the force of my own will. The dam is breaking in my chest. I'm giving all the lies a rest. I'm tired of this soundless fight in the middle of the night. It's a silent ache that grows, a hidden river no one knows. I loved you till the air got thin, let the winter settle in. Now the volume's rising high in the corners of my eye. It's a silent ache, a quiet scream, the ending of a lonely dream. So quiet, it's deafening now. I'm letting go, I'm taking a bow. Silent ache, just a silent ache until it hurts too loud. I left the porch light burning bright through every black and bitter night. I kept the calendar on June and sang a solitary tune. I missed the parties and the sun, thinking you were still the one. I grew a garden in the sand, waiting for your heavy hand. And it's a wasted weight, a hollow year, drowning in a single tear. I stayed much longer than forgot my name. I lost the girl I used to be, waiting for you to come for me. The dust is thick upon the sill, the air is heavy, gray and still. I watch the seasons fade and blur, becoming someone I wasn't sure I was supposed to ever be. Just a statue by the sea. Oh, you were out there living fast, leaving me inside the past. And it's a wasted weight, a hollow year, drowning in a single tear. I stayed much longer than I should, doing things I thought I would, for a ghost who never came, for a man who forgot my name. I lost the girl I used to be, waiting for you to come for me. Patience isn't always sweet, it's just a slow and steady retreat from everything that makes me whole. It's a tax upon my weary soul. I'm turning out the light today. I'm finally walking the other way. It's a wasted weight, hollow year, drowning in a single tear. I stayed much longer than I should, doing things I thought I would, for those who never cared, for a man who forgot my name. I lost the girl I used to be, waiting for you to come for me. No more waiting, I'm done with the wasted I was the one who checked the knots, I was the one who tied the plots. I kept the compass pointed true while I was looking back at you. But you were staring at the shore, looking for an open door. I held the line until it frayed while you were planning your escape. I held on while you let go. I was the high while you were the low. A lone anchor in a rising tide with nowhere anymore. The rope is dragging in the sand, the ghost of where you used to stand. It's getting harder just to float on this half-abandoned boat. I put the work in every day to keep the storm and rain away, but you were already over the side, taking the easy way out with the tide. No longer inspired. I'm cutting the cable, I'm letting it snap. I'm done being the one to fill in the just the sea. I'm the one who always checks the phone. I'm the one who's sitting here alone, writing paragraphs you'll never read, giving you the everything you need. You take the comfort and you take the time. Well, I'm the one who's losing every dime of the gold I hoarded in my chest. I'm exhausted from this heavy test. It's an unrequited burn, a slow fire, feeding on the ghost of my desire. I love you even when you didn't try. I built good wings and watched you fly. It's never gonna fall. You smile at me like I'm a pleasant view, but you don't see the red and black and blue of a heart that's working overtime to keep our little mountain worth the climb. I'm making dinner for a ghost at the table. I'm holding up the roof as long as I'm able, but the pillars are starting to lean and sway, 'cause you won't read me even half right. It's an unrequited burn, different way. I'm running on empty, giving it all, waiting for a love that's never gonna fall. How does it feel to be so adored while I'm the one who's getting bored of my own voice, of my own tears, of wasting all my beautiful years. It's an unrequited burn, a slow fire feeding on the ghost of my desire. I love you even when you didn't try. I built the wings and watched you fly, but I'm still down dead in the dust and clay. While you're looking for a different way, I'm running on empty, giving it all, waiting for love that's never gonna fall. Still burning for someone who didn't even try. Unrequited, just unrequited burn. I heard your name at a coffee shop, and for a second the world had to stop. A simple sound, just a couple of notes, but it's the heaviest thing that anybody wrote. I thought I'd buried the ghost of the sting, I thought I'd moved on to a different thing, but one little word from a stranger's mouth sent all my southern feelings heading south. Your name still hurts inside my chest, like a jagged blade that won't let me rest. It's a stolen breath, a sudden chill, a reminder that I'm loving you still. I can change the locks and I can change the street, but I can't escape the way our memories meet. Every time I hear that specific sound, I'm 6 feet under, deep in the ground. It's just 5 letters on a gentle vow, but it makes me wanna throw in the towel. I see it in books and I see it on signs. It's the poison running between the lines. I've tried to wash it away with the wine, to tell my heart that you were never mine, but the syllable is etched into the bone, the most painful thing I've ever known. Your name still hurts inside my chest, like a jagged blade that won't let me rest. It's a stolen breath, a sudden chill, a reminder that I'm loving you still. I can change the locks and I can change the street, but I can't escape the way our memories meet. Every time I hear that specific sound, I'm 6 feet under, deep in the ground. I wanna speak it without the fall, I wanna shout it against the wall until it chill, a reminder that I'm loving you still. I can change the loss and I can change the street, but I can't escape the way your memories meet. Every time I hear that specific sound, I'm 6 feet under, deep in the ground. Stolen breath, just the sound of you. It still hurts, still hurts. If I had met you in a different year, before the scars and before the fear, if you had found me when my heart was green, before the spaces that came in between, we were 2 stars in a crowded sky, but the orbit was off, and I don't know why. You were the right soul in the wrong skin of time, a perfect mountain that I couldn't climb. It's a cruel clock ticking us away, bringing the night to a beautiful day. We loved each other at the wrong time, a tragic rhythm, a broken rhyme. I'm holding your hand as the seasons shift, watching our future start to drift. We're the right lovers on the wrong side of fate, a little too early or a little too late. Maybe in a decade we could have been the greatest story that the world had seen, but I'm heading north and you're heading west, and we're both tired of the emotion on test. I have to grow and you have to heal, but the way that I want you is painfully real. It's a bitter pill and a heavy truth to lose the one you wanted in your youth. It's a cruel clock taking us away, bringing the night to a beautiful day. We love each other at the wrong time, a tragic rhythm, a broken rhyme. I'm holding your hand as the seasons shift, watching our future start to I didn't check the depth of the water. I didn't look for a way to the shore. I walked right in like a lamb to the altar, and I didn't care what the world had in store. I burned every bridge that led to my past. I threw the compass away in the grass. I put all my chips on a single card. I didn't think falling would ever be hard. I gave you my heart without a backup plan. I put my whole life in the palm of your hand. No safety net for the height of the fall. I was ready to lose it, or ready for all. It was reckless and sweet. It was only you, the only one thing that I thought was true. I didn't keep a piece of myself for the rain. I gave you the joy, and I gave you the pain. My friends said to save a little for me, to keep a small island out in the sea. But I wanted the storm and I wanted the deep. I wanted the promises I thought you'd keep. I didn't have a map or a place I could hide. I was just a passenger on your ride, sincere to a fault and open wide, with nothing but love and nothing to hide. I gave you my heart without a backup plan. I put my whole life in the palm of your hand. No safety net for the height of the fall. I was ready to lose it, ready for all. It was reckless and sweet. It was only you, the only one thing that I thought was true. I didn't keep a piece of myself for the rain. I gave you the joy, and I gave you the pain. Now the wind is changing and the sky is gray, and I don't have a place where I can stay, because I built my house on the sound of your name, and I'm the only one left to carry the blame. I gave you my heart without a backup plan. I put my whole life in the palm of your hand. No safety net for the height of the fall. I was ready to lose it, ready for all. It was reckless and sweet. It was only you, the only one thing that I thought was true. I didn't keep a piece of myself for the rain. I gave you the joy, and I gave you the pain. No backup noise I couldn't endure, but your arms were the one thing that felt so pure. You were the walls and you were the roof. You were my witness and you were my proof. I left the weapons outside of the gate. I thought I had finally mastered my fate. I took off the armor, I let down my hair, because I believed that the safety was there. You were my safe place until you left. Now I'm the victim of a holy theft. My sanctuary turned to a house of glass, watching the shadows of my happiness pass. Where do I go when the refuge is gone? How do I stand in the cold of the dawn? You were the harbor, you were the shore, but I don't have a home anymore. The windows are broken, the fireplace is cold. The stories of always have already been told. I'm standing in the ruins of what we built, drowning in silence and drowning in guilt. I trusted the lock and I trusted the key. I trusted the version of you and of me, but the roof caved in without a sound and left me here sitting on the frozen ground. You were my safe place until you left. Now I'm the victim of a holy theft. My sanctuary turned to a house of glass, watching the shadows of my happiness pass. Where do I go when the refuge is gone? How do I stand in the cold of the dawn? You were the harbor, you were the shore, but I don't have a home anymore. Now the rain is falling inside of my head, and I'm sleeping in the ghost of our bed. The world is a storm, and I'm out in the wild, feeling just like a lost and lonely child. You were my safe didn't wait for the phone to ring, or for the winter to turn to spring. I didn't need to hear you explain the reasons why you caused the rain. The anger was a heavy stone in my hand, dragging me down into the sand. So I let it go, I dropped the weight before the poison could dictate my fate. I forgave you before you apologized, before the truth lived in your eyes. It wasn't for you, it was for my peace, to give my heavy heart a release, a grace unasked, a quiet door. I don't need to fight this war anymore. I'm washing the ink from off of my skin, letting the light finally back in. You're still rehearsing your list of regrets, playing your cards and placing your bets. But I've already moved 3 miles away from the things that you didn't quite say. Forgiveness is a gift that I gave to myself. I put the resentment high on the shelf. I don't need your sorry to make it okay. shadows are put away. The sky is turned to permanent gray. You found a new heart to call your own, and I'm learning to be all alone. The world says that the fire is out, that there's nothing left to talk about, but they don't see the smoke in the room, or the way that the shadows still bloom. Our love faded, but my feelings didn't. Like a secret that stayed hidden deep in the ash, a spark is still red, feeding on things that should be dead. It's an endless ember, a slow burning line, crossing the border of your life and mine. You moved on to the next bright thing, while I'm still feeling the heat and the sting. Smiling in the digital glow with someone I don't even know. You look so light and you look so free, like you never spent a minute with me. The imbalance is a jagged pill. I'm standing still on a frozen hill, waiting for a warmth that isn't there, while the winter settles in my my feelings didn't. Like a secret that stayed hidden deep in the ash, the spark is still red, feeding on things that should be dead. It's an endless ember, slow burning line, crossing the border of your life. Still burning, just an endless ember you forgot. But I remember. I was the fountain, you were the cup. I was the one always filling it up. I was the listener, you were the sound. I was the anchor that kept us on ground. I gave you my energy, gave you my time, while you were just looking for someone to climb. I was a stop on your way to the top, but I didn't know when the giving should stop. You let me love you, but never love back. You left my spirit with a permanent crack. It's a one-way soul, a dead-end street, a rhythm where only one heart beats. I was an ocean, you were a stone, sinking inside till I felt so alone. You took the light and you left me the cold, the saddest story that's ever been told. I was the bandage and you were the blade. I was the shelter and you were the shade. But you didn't notice the cost of the care. You just expected that I would be there, like a battery used until it was dead, like a book that you liked but already had read. I was a ghost in my own living room, watching our garden turn into a tomb. You let me love you, but never loved back. You left my spirit with a permanent crack. It's a one-way soul, a dead-end street, a rhythm where only one heart beats. I was an ocean, you were a stone, sinking inside till I felt so alone. You took the light and you left me the cold, the saddest story that's ever been told. Now the fountain is dry and the cup is all gone. I'm finally seeing the light of the dawn, unsaving my heart for a person who knows that love is a sea. Back together we grow. Think you were the end of the line, the final chapter of everything mine. I cried for a month and I stayed in the dark, searching the ashes for one little spark. But the sun came up and the world didn't end. I found my own heart was starting to mend. I looked at your picture and I didn't feel small. In fact, I didn't feel much of anything at all. You were my lesson, not my forever, a storm I had to eventually weather, a page in a book that I've already read, a ghost who is living inside of my head. things that I seek. I learned that a no is a powerful thing, and I don't need a hand or a gold-plated ring to tell me I'm worthy or tell me I'm bright. I'm my own source of the morning and light. Thanks for the heartbreak and thanks for the tears. They saved me from wasting 20 more years. You were my lesson, not my forever. A storm I had to eventually weather. A page in a book that I've already read. The ghost who is living inside of my head. I'm graduating from the school of your heart, taking the wisdom and making a study worth the destination. Just a rough road, but now I am traveling with a lighter load. Some people are seasons, some people are days. Some people help you in difficult ways by showing you exactly what you don't need and planting a brand new and beautiful seed. You were my lesson, not my forever. A storm I had to eventually weather. A page in a book that I've already read. A ghost who is living inside of my head. I'm graduating from the school of your heart, taking the wisdom and making a study worth the destination. Just a rough road, and now I am traveling with a lighter load. Just a lesson, class is dismissed. I'm moving on now. Brief lesson. I put my armor on at 8, adjust the mask, I'm running late. The mirror sees the shaking hand, the shifting of the desert sands. But when I walk into the light, I make sure everything looks bright. I've mastered every graceful line to tell the world that I am fine. But it's a fractured smile I wear, holding back the dark despair, while my heart is falling all apart. I'm performing high and hollow art. No one sees the cracks inside, the places where the shadows hide. I'm a masterpiece of porcelain and paint, standing dry beneath the pouring rain. You asked me how I've been of late. I kept the answer short and straight. I laughed at all your tired jokes while breathing in the heavy smoke of every bridge I had to burn to keep the pages left to turn. My chest is hollow, cold and wide, but I keep the wreckage tucked inside. of hiding everything I've lost before tonight. The show goes on until the last witness is gone. Standing dry beneath the pouring rain. Just a fracture, just a pose. Nobody really knows how I'm falling apart behind this fractured smile. We had the map spread on the floor, the keys were sitting by the door. We had the colors picked for walls, the echoes through the empty halls. We were a second from the flame, a heartbeat from a different name. So close, I felt the future hum before the sudden cold had come. We were almost forever, almost true, a perfect shade of nearly blue. We were the story that we never told, a silver leaf that missed the gold, almost enough to make it stick, the candle and the burning wick. But almost is a lonely place to stay when forever's just a mile away. I see your car on different streets, the rhythm of our pulses beats in different rooms to different songs where neither one of us belongs. We had the spark, we had the hype, we almost made it through the night. But close is just a polite way to describe the love we threw away. We were almost forever, almost true, a perfect shade of nearly blue. We were a story that we never told, a silver leaf but let the ending start to I was breathing in your easy light, thinking we had finally got it right. We were talking about the summer rain. I didn't see the shadow or the stain. Then you stood up and you reached for your coat, left the goodbye hanging in your throat. The floor felt like it wasn't even there, just a sudden lack of oxygen and air. You left before I could say I was breaking, before I could show you how much I was shaking. A sudden shatter in the middle of the room, a quiet house turned into a tomb. I didn't get to tell you where it hurts before you walked away, for better or for worse. I'm standing in the glass you left behind, with a million questions screaming in my mind. Clicked shut and my silence bled through every single word we never said. I was reaching out to touch your hand, but I was sinking into desert sands. You didn't wait to see the first crater show. You were already miles down the road, leaving me to gather up the debris of the girl I was.